You would agree that, the frequent collapse of Nigeria's power grid poses a severe threat to the country's economic development, especially now that many Nigerians find it difficult to afford alternative power sources like, generators or inverters, given, let's talk about generators now, given the increase in petrol price in the country. Now, do you think that the government is addressing this power supply challenge as it should?
The government has to push the stakeholders in the industry to boost distribution infrastructure. Right now, we generate about 5,000 megawatts. Right, that we're able to evacuate to the network, but we have an installed capacity of 13,000. We don't use it. Why? Because the network cannot carry it. And even if the network can carry, can we pay for it? Right. Right now, we're talking about Band A, about the high cost of Band A. But looking at it relatively, right, across other electricity industries, our cost of power typically is lower than most other countries, right? It's lower than it. But the only thing is that the standard of living in those countries is higher. The earning capacity of the people of those countries is higher than what we have in Nigeria. But the cost of power is still cheap. Now, we had a situation where I lived a couple of days ago, right, where we didn't have power, that the high tension line got cut, and we didn't have power for like 2 days. The amount of money it cost me to run my house for that period, right, for just those 2 days, is the amount of money it will cost me to power my house on Band A for 1 week. So electricity is still cheaper than running an alternative power supply, except you have solar, right? And for solar, you know that the challenge is the initial installation cost, right? Once you've installed it, then you begin to have some peace, right, in terms of your energy, cost of energy. But public power supply is still a cheaper means of powering industries than alternative power supply. But the challenge is that Nigeria is, the most of us are too poor. We can't afford this high cost. You can imagine that for an average household on Band A, you're looking at spending maybe about 200, 250,000, say 150, 250 in that range every month to power your house. You're living maybe in a 3-bedroom apartment with the standard equipment. How many middle class people earn that amount in Nigeria? What's the minimum wage? 70,000 naira. So how many people can afford power at that? So we need to, while we agree that the cost of power, yes, is relative to other countries, is not so expensive, right? But we need to, government needs to boost the earning capacity of the people of this country. Government needs to reduce the opacity in the sector. Government needs to reduce the avenues of corruption in the system, right? So that people can have more confidence that this pain that we are going through as a nation, that some people are not sitting somewhere and they're cashing out on it. That's the conundrum that this government has to face. And I hope that you're able to solve it before the next election cycle comes around.